Hello viewers, you are welcome to the news for today. Stay tuned as we show you all the events as they all took place.
Responsible for implementation of budget should be the people to be invited here. And to Mr. Speaker, secondly, Mr. Speaker, secondly, it will be insensitive, Mr. Speaker, to close the house and open weeks because of contractors. I saw moves, Mr. Speaker.
Sit down!
Yes.
Sit down! Sit down! Sit down! Sit down!
Honorable colleagues.
Sit down!
Honorable.
Hello guys, so today I'm going to give my robot a bottle of water. I want this robot to throw this bottle inside this dustbin beside me. So we are just testing it. So let's start guys. Hi. So for TC, can you collect this bottle please? So as you can see, here is the dustbin beside me. So I want you to throw the bottle inside the dustbin. So can you throw this bottle inside this dustbin?
That is why we are saying that P2B is the only option, not just an alternative option. When you talk about corruption, what did you hear about Obasanjo when he talked about Atiku? He said this is a man that has propensity to corruption, tendency to disloyalty. He's a man that is unable to say and stick to the truth at all times. He's a man that has poor judgment, a man that lacks transparency, a man who believes in marabout, a man who
Mr. Koko,
believes in money to pay his way out in all the things he's doing. He has the readiness to compromise morality, integrity, propriety, truth, national interest for self and selfish interest. Corruption personified. He has corrupted the older generation. He advised Obasanjo against open corruption, but encouraged
Kenneth, let's ask the question so that we can move very quickly.
He has infected the next generation with special purpose vehicle of corruption.
Okay.
Sadrile tena obilwe.
Move.
Oro na ejile ari ofa bobi. Are keti na bobi oko pressure are no.
You no be here o. Wan you bu to ba na flat.
Jesus. Mata man when you know wetin dey comot for the grass.
And the UN Security General Antonio Guterres is calling for an immediate end to attacks in the Gulf as tension between Iran and the United States escalates. The UN chief says he's deeply concerned by attacks in the Strait of Hormuz, recent US strikes on Iran and retaliatory Iranian attacks across the region. But as we've known in the past, that what he says is largely ignored. He's posted on X, though, these attacks must all stop. A return to full-scale hostilities would have catastrophic consequences for the people of the region, for international peace and security, and for the global economy. I urge Iran and the US to urgently resume negotiations.
Jennifer Griffin, our chief Pentagon correspondent, is able to join us now. Jennifer, what can you tell us about the situation in Iran?
Well, John, what I can tell you is that this is a joint U.S.-Israeli operation, and I'm told by well-placed U.S. officials that this is the beginning of a long operation. This is not a sort of pinpoint strike. What we're seeing now are reports from inside Iran that there are dozens of sites within Tehran targeting regime headquarters, including the president's office, as well as other leaders themselves. It is not clear who is carrying out those strikes, but this is a joint U.S.-Israel operation. And then we've seen there have been explosions in places that you would expect to see, near Qom, near Isfahan, in Bushehr, where there's a nuclear reactor. So there are strikes all over Iran taking place right now. Based on the positioning of the U.S. assets that we've been tracking for a number of days now, I would suspect that this first wave of strikes would be carried out by Tomahawk missiles. They may be coming from any number of the destroyers that are based in the Arabian Sea, or, of course, you're likely to have a submarine like the USS Georgia that can launch up to 154 TLAMs or Tomahawk missiles. The reason that you might start with those kind of missiles, and we've seen reports that over Iraq there were missiles seen firing over Iraq about 12 minutes before they landed in Iran and the first explosions began in Iran. The reasons you would start with Tomahawk missiles and standoff weapons, which is basically weapons that can be outside of Iranian airspace and fire at targets, is that they don't know at this moment in time the condition of the air defense systems that the Iranians still have. They were badly degraded during the June strikes, during the 12-day war, but it is our understanding that they had begun to rehabilitate some of those air defenses with the help of Russia and China. Iran has a number of, they had been building up their supply of ballistic missiles. They've hundreds and if not thousands of cruise missiles, but we have not heard reports yet of outgoing fire as of yet. It is most likely, again, based on what we've seen positioned in the region on those the aircraft carrier, the USS Lincoln, which is in the Arabian Sea. We've seen the Growlers, which are electronic warfare planes that are positioned forward in and attached to the aircraft carrier. Those would be used to help suppress some of the, to basically blind the Iranian defense systems. You also, I'm sure, are seeing a joint cyber attacks that would also be a way that to prevent the command and control of the Iranian military from being able to see what is coming at it. So right now, this is a massive, massive strike, joint U.S.-Israeli strike on Iran, targeting multiple, if not dozens of targets across Iran. I'm told from well-placed sources that this is going to go on a matter of days, if not longer. John.
All right, Jennifer Griffin. Wow. You mentioned the standoff assets, the Tomahawk missiles, and so forth. So far, no response, as far as we can tell, from the Iranians. Clearly, whatever these attacks have targeted, and as you mentioned, there are far more attacks than the one column of smoke that we see rising over Tehran. Whatever they have targeted, they seem to have at least set the Iranians back on their heels to the point that they've not, to this moment, been able to launch any kind of a response.
Well, I think, John, what is unusual, and you've heard Lucas talk about this, is that this is a daytime strike. One of the problems with the last set of strikes last June is that the playbook of when to carry out in a certain time frame and perhaps with no moon, none of that applied to this operation because this operation had to have an element of surprise, and it's hard to have an element of surprise each time when you see such a large military buildup as we've seen in recent days.